Good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you until I'm not sure. It might be a short show. It might be. But we'll see how it goes. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for checking us out. If this is your first time here, this is the way the show goes. We peak at the very beginning, and then everything just falls off of a cliff. So let's get it started with the best part of the show. Lewis Talbert, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you for checking us out. Dina Johnson. She says she's first on Facebook. Thank you for checking us out, Dina. I appreciate you. DeAndre Crosby. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you for checking us out. We got Maria Smith representing North College Hill. Good afternoon, Maria. And rounding out the top five, or the first five, Nick Brown representing beautiful Blue Ash. Hey, you can't beat that. You can't beat that. Alethea Williams. She says, hey, I'm first. You know good and damn well you wasn't first. Alethea, thank you for checking out the show. Sierra says, first Sierra to check in from Boston. Well, that's true. That's true. Sierra, thank you for checking out the show. Jerica Van, why y'all just all turn it into liars? Just straight up blatant liars. I don't understand it. Good afternoon, Jerica. Thank you for checking out the show. Darnell Hunter says good afternoon, and good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to you. Thank you for checking us out. Let's see. Then Jerica follows up her lie with hola me familia. Or is it my? M-I, is that my or me? I think that's my. Hola my familia. Hola. Dante Hickson says, what up, though? What up, though? All right. Sierra says, I thought the show goes until 8:45 p.m. See, she couldn't stand just being the one telling the truth. She had to come in with her own form of a lie, because she know good and damn well this show don't last until 8:45. Mary Birch Lavender, good afternoon. Good afternoon. She's representing White Oak. Let's see. And Dina wanted us to know that she is representing Walnut Hills. And she says, good afternoon to everyone. Good afternoon. Diane, I'm sorry. Lewis Johnson says, afternoon experiment family. He didn't say family. Afternoon experiment, hello. Just had a Whopper joiner. He means Whopper Jr. with cheese and nacho cheese fries from Taco Bell. That actually don't sound like, health-wise it sounds awful, but in terms of, that don't seem like a bad thing. I've never had their nacho cheese fries, so good to hear that. Diane Huddleston Angel says, good Friday afternoon, checking in from Coleraine Township. Diane Huddleston Angel, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Steban Speed, good afternoon. Steban's representing Westwood. Thank you for checking out the show. Let me see, DeAndre Crosby says, just butchering the Spanish language, one word at a time. This ain't Spain. It is what it is. I do the best I can do. John Benta says, who they? All right. And Diane Holston Angel say, why you skip over me? I didn't skip over you. I almost skipped over Lewis Johnson. And then, so I read his, and then I read yours. Why everybody try to pick a fight with me? Terry Anderson, representing downtown. Good afternoon, Terry. Good afternoon. And LaDonna Howard, representing East Price Hill. Good afternoon. Andrea Bustle got in here. Thank God it's Friday. And good afternoon from Gulf Manor. Yes, it's a good Friday. And it's a decent day out there. So if you haven't been out, once you get out, make some plans. something to do when you get off work. I know some of y'all still, at work, trying to make it through this last, what, hour and 15 minutes. You can do it. And while you're doing it, think about what you're going to do when you get out, because it's a nice day out. Pamela Kinney, good afternoon. She's representing North Avondale. All right. You can't beat that. So I hope everybody's doing good. I'm doing good. Life is going good. I don't really have, I'm sorry, this is the craziest way to start off a show. I don't have anything to talk about. I don't have anything. There are things to talk about, but do I want to talk about them? Not really. I don't know. I feel good. I got an opportunity, went down, picked up the little baby. She upstairs. Got a chance to, pick up the little baby, drive it home, have good conversations with her and laugh with her. When I get off here, that little baby don't know how to make a paper airplane. She said somebody made her a paper airplane. I can't believe these little kids don't know how to make paper airplanes nowadays. So she's got this little, I don't even know what you call it. It's made out of construction paper, which is nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with construction paper. But it's just like folded into, it's like folded in half, and then one of the flaps is hanging down. And then she just keep throwing it. Like, see it fly. I'm like, it's falling. That is not a paper airplane. So, yeah, when I get off of here, I'm going to show her how to make a paper airplane. We're going to make a few different styles of paper airplane. And then she has some shirts that she needs. And we're going to, because she'll be over here today and tomorrow. So, yeah, we're going to make her shirts. So that's what we'll do today and tomorrow. And then we might end up going to Kings Island at some point tomorrow for, Halloween haunt. So I'm in a great mood. I'm a little tired. I was up late last night. I couldn't really sleep. So I'm a little tired, but I'm in a great mood. Alethea say, talk about the Hinton case. Hinton case? The Hinton case? It's ringing a little bit of a bell. Oh, they said that he's not mentally fit to stand trial. Him? Is that what you're talking about? Okay, what about it? What about it? I actually try to stay away from talking about that case because, the father of the victim, he's not a fan of mine. I said some stuff that he didn't like, and I'm not mad at him, for going off on me and all of that kind of stuff. I'm not mad at him at all. He sometimes you got to take your frustrations out on somebody, and I present it as a good target. And so, yeah, he's still making up stuff that I said. So I don't want to, say anything to really upset him. I mean, I will talk about it if somebody called in and brought it up, but wrong case. Oh, Hinton, the one who ran into the sheriff deputy. Are they both Hinton, or am I off base here? Jerica says that's the wrong case. So that means you're talking about the guy who ran into the sheriff deputy. Am I correct? Y'all, come on, y'all. I'm not remembering stuff right. Correct me. Thank you. Yes. Oh, well, I don't really have any thoughts on that. If they say he is not or was not mentally fit or whatever to stand trial, then oh well. I mean, that one I'll talk about. So, oh well. Who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? They have people there to make those decisions. What happens in that case moving forward? Like, does he get remanded to the state for some sort of psychiatric treatment or something? Is that what happens? I don't know. I saw the thing and I saw a story about it, but again, I wasn't really thinking about it. I had no intention on talking about that or really anything today. Let's look it up. What was his name? Rodney Hinton. It was right. Yeah, Rodney Hinton. Yeah. I can't read it on the Inquirer's page because I'm not. I don't subscribe to them. Hold on a second. Let me pull up this story. I can't really trust none of these news stations, but I'll pull it up from WLWT. Prosecutors are seeking a second opinion on the competency evaluation. Hinton appeared in court on Wednesday, where a new hearing was set to share the results of a mental evaluation. He's charged with the murder of Hamilton County Sheriff Deputy Larry Henderson. Investors say it came just hours after Hinton watched body camera video of officers shooting and killing his son. Hinton's attorney spoke during the hearing, saying he thinks that the findings of the first forensic psychologist on Hinton Jr.'s mental status, the death penalty specification should be removed. The attorney also said he plans to file a motion to allow Hinton Jr. to be arraigned and issue a plea of not guilty by reasons of insanity. Sounds reasonable. During the hearing, the state requested a second opinion. They'll come back Friday to select the doctor for the second opinion. The results of the mental evaluation will be revealed on December 1st. Hinton Jr. remains scheduled to go on trial January 12th. A backup date has been set for April 13th. Okay. I mean, I don't really have any. Really, it's kind of a wait and see. They get a second opinion. I'm okay with a second opinion. Sometimes these things go, you know what I'm saying? You go doctor shopping. Because you know there's some doctors out there that make a living doing mental evaluations and finding that the person is not competent. And then you got other ones who make a living doing mental evaluations and finding that the person is competent. Because there's corruption all over the place. We do live in a corrupt society, and for the right amount of money, I'll find whatever level of competence you want me to find. So, Alethea says no death sentence. That's what, according to that story, it's what Mr. Bennett is asking for, and okay, that sounds reasonable. I think if he's not competent, then let him plead not guilty by reason of insanity. But that's just me. I don't know. I haven't been following the case, as clearly demonstrated by the fact that I was thinking about the wrong case. So Alethea, if you had something you would like to say, go ahead. Give me a call and I'll listen to you. I know that the chief has got an attorney, Chief. I always call her Fiji. I know it's not Fiji, but I always call her Fiji. Chief Fiji got her an attorney. Do you think they're going to make her? But let me ask y'all this. This is it's no right, no wrong. How many of y'all believe that there's anything that the police chief could have done different, better, to kind of slow down the crime wave that Cincinnati is in the midst of? I don't think I was about to say I don't think the city is in the midst of a crime wave. But crime is happening. Crime's kind of always happening. Do y'all think that the chief could have done anything different, anything better? Y'all know I'm on record as saying I don't believe there's really anything anybody can do for the majority of this stuff. I don't really think there's a. Now, do I feel bad that the police chief is, maybe about to be forced out? No, I don't. I don't think that policing is done fairly around here. I might be on her side if she would have been like, arrest those white people that was involved in the brawl, just like we arrested the black people, lock them up. If she would have been advocating for fairness in the legal system, I might be on her side. I can't be on your side when you was for unfair treatment, and now you feel like you're being treated unfair, and people should be on your side. Like, no, I can't be on your side. So if she, if they force her to resign, they fire her, whatever, stuff happens. Stuff happens. But do I believe that there was anything that the chief could have done to stop, crime in the city of Cincinnati? No, I don't. Samuel Campbell talking about could the police chief have done anything differently? Says absolutely not. It's all political. Okay, but now are you on team? Don't do anything to the police chief. Like she should keep her job. Because again, from my perspective, Connie Pillage, if she lose her job, or really we should be voting her out of office. Everybody, the mayor, I hate to say this, but I don't think I'm gonna vote for AFTAB. I'm not voting for the other guy either, Bowman. I'm not voting for him either. But I can't, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I can't vote for AFTAB. AFTAB haven't been honest with us. AFTAB is playing political games. AFTAB does not seem to have the interests of the black community at heart when he talks. I can't vote for AFTAB. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm not sorry. I don't even know why I'm saying I'm sorry. Here's why I'm saying I'm sorry. Because there's a chance that Bowman dude could end up being the mayor. And I think that would be horrible. That would be horrible. And you know who I would blame for that? I know if I don't vote for AFTAB, people will say, well, man, you're partially to blame for that. But you know who I would blame for that? AFTAB. Mayor Pureval. That's who I would blame for it. Samuel says, but isn't a no vote for AFTAB a vote for Bowman? Nope, not at all. It's not voting for AFTAB. And it's AFTAB's fault. Because he could have got my vote by, working for the black community as well as the overall community. So, no, a no vote for AFTAB is not a vote for Bowman. It's not a vote. Because guess what? I'm not voting for Bowman either. So is a no vote for Bowman a vote for AFTAB? Because you can't just have it one way. I'm not voting for AFTAB. That's a vote for Bowman. Okay. I'm not voting for Bowman. That's a vote for AFTAB. So there we go. I'm not voting for Bowman. So then technically that's a vote for AFTAB. So there you go. There you go, Samuel. You would have to agree with that, right? I mean, based on your logic. I'm not voting for Bowman. And a no vote for Bowman. Nate.
Man, I want to challenge you 2 days in a row.
Okay.
All right. What do you say to the black MAGAs who say, and the ones who don't admit being black MAGAs, who say, I couldn't vote for Kamala Harris because she wasn't tough enough on Israel. And so by me not voting for her, she's the reason I didn't vote for her because of that. Or they say, well, she locked black people up when she was the attorney general, and therefore, and she never spoke out against the crime bill that hurt black people. So now, if y'all get a Donald Trump in there and he's sending the military to the black people, well, it's Kamala's fault that I didn't vote for her. When people say you're making the same argument that they made when it came to the president for the mayor, what do you say to that? And by the way, if I was in Cincinnati, it'd be hard for me to vote for AFTAB. I missed the first part of the show, but let me tell you something. Not only have AFTAB refused to meet with that grieving black mother, Rhonda Wynn, and that's why she was at the debate in the front row, and that's why she's on Team Corey Bowman. But I believe that if AFTAB and the city manager reached out to her and heard her out, that she might withdraw her support from Corey. So I can't fault a mother who says, hey, it's two candidates running for mayor. I got an issue. I want to be heard. If only one of them responds, what you supposed to do? So that, and I want to listen to you, but I also got some other reasons that I'm not too happy with AFTAB.
Okay. Oh, so you want me to answer now?
Yeah.
Look, I'm a huge proponent, always have been, as far as back as I can remember, of you have a right to vote and you have a right not to vote or to not vote. While I might not agree with those people who did not vote for Kamala Harris and may not like their reasoning, I think, and I've been saying this for so many years, it's incumbent upon the candidate to motivate their base to get out and vote. And if whatever it is that you're doing doesn't motivate your base, whatever it is that you're doing doesn't get your people out to vote, you only have you to blame. So I do not and have not had a problem with people who said, I didn't vote for Kamala. You didn't vote for Kamala because you didn't want to vote for Kamala. Kamala should have got more people, done more things to motivate people to get out and vote for her.
Well, a lot of them people was being dishonest, though. And granted, we know that you're being honest, whereas we know they were not, a lot of them were not being honest.
Right, I agree. But that's why I'm saying the people who honestly had some issue with Kamala and decided, I'm sorry, I can't vote for her because of whatever it was, I don't know. I can't necessarily be mad at them. They have a right to not vote for her.
If you were advising AFTAB on what he could do to get your vote. I missed the very beginning. What have you covered that has given you pause about voting for Abshab?
I've been paying, and I can't really, because again, I don't even know how this came up. I probably brought it up, but the way that he's handling this whole thing about crime, I don't like it. When the brawl, so-called brawl, happened, he said things that weren't true, and he knew he wasn't going. Everybody is gonna, anybody who hit anybody is gonna be. He knew that wasn't true when he said it, but he said it to us. He came on the Lincoln Ware show and said it, knowing that it wasn't true, and knowing that he had no intention on, telling the city manager to order the police chief or, anything of that nature. He knew that wasn't true. It was just something that he was saying to pacify people. And I knew when he said it that it wasn't true. I don't like it when people do stuff like that. Don't play me. I don't like that. And in all honesty, he should have said it, and he shouldn't have, because even when Lincoln brought it up, well, I don't like to think in terms of black and white. Come on, bro. Like, we not stupid. No, you don't want to say the white people should be arrested, because then you're going to lose some white votes. But you don't care about losing some black votes. So I just, this whole, we're going to put SWAT and have them patrolling the square. And instead of saying, look, crime is all over the place, and it's all different people. It's not just downtown, and it's not just black people. And y'all stirring up all of this about crime and that. He down there playing games. And I think that there is a definite racial element to the games that he's playing. Again, he don't want to lose white votes. But he, in my mind, he's convinced he ain't going to lose no black votes. So he can play black people like he just don't give a damn. And I can say and do whatever I want to say and do, and they going to vote for me anyway. I got to play up to the white vote. Okay, I guess that's good political strategy. Maybe. But believe it or not, there are some black people who like, no, man, we expect a little something in return for our vote. And
can I add something? And I know a lot of people ain't gonna like this. Nate, why you always hitting on black women? I don't care how much money y'all pay Iris Rowley. I've looked at the contract. I've looked at the stuff that they trying to get Iris Rowley put in jail. Let me just tell you. They going harder against her than they did against Sam Malone and Zola. It ain't just about them not liking black people having contracts and getting paid. This one seems really personal. And I've been reading some of this stuff. And I'm telling you, mark my word, if they can't get Connie to indict Iris, they are right now talking to the feds. They're going to try to get Iris put in jail. They're going to try to get her indicted. They're accusing her. What I don't like about what Iris is doing, and it might be unintentional, they give a black person some money, and then that black person don't speak, which I could just hear in my head when I said that. I could hear Lincoln Ware saying, you don't bite the hand that feeds you. Iris shouldn't be. But how can you sit around and watch them systematically get rid of all the black people in the leadership position in the police department? How can you sit around and watch them not treat black people fairly? See, the Citizen Complaint Authority is not a substitute for internal affairs. A lot of people don't think that. So they always say, well, if you got a problem with what they're doing, go to the Citizen Complaint Authority. They are limited in what they investigate and in what they can do. And in fact, even if they do an investigation that comes under their jurisdiction and they find in your favor, you still got to go get it approved by the director, and it's got to get approved by the members on the Citizen Complaint Authority board, and then it's got to go to the city manager. She get this, so it's just, and maybe I'm being unfair, But whenever somebody start raising questions about this stuff, it seems like before they put a muzzle on Iris, they would always drag Iris out to tell black, well, they're doing good. Because they paying her up to $500,000 over the term of that contract. So I don't like what they're doing as far as the SWAT on the square. I don't like a whole bunch of stuff they doing. There was some other stuff that I just forgot during that last little mini rant. But I'm with you. I would have a hard time voting for AvTab. I would have a hard time voting for Scotty Johnson. I know that's a certain person that we love's nephew or family member or whatever he is. And I know, people could say, well, who would do better? And I don't necessarily have an answer. But when you have power and you either misuse it or you don't use it, he has the control of the committee with oversight over the police department. So not only has Iris sat back as they whitened up the command staff, so has the person over the oversight committee, the one over the police department. So it's like black people is doomed, in Cincinnati.
I'm gonna say I haven't looked into any of that stuff you talking, and I just realistically, I know you and Iris have some friction, whatever. I haven't
from time to time.
Yeah, I haven't looked into any of that stuff. So I can't say that what you're saying is true. I can't say that what you're saying is not true. I know I do. I don't know. I don't have an issue with Iris, so I will have to look into that. I don't like. I'm chalking what Scotty did and said up to him being gullible. Like this was his first term, I believe. He believed some stuff because he'd been a part of the system for a long time. So I could see it being easy for him to get tricked by the man because he's been the man for a while. So maybe he genuinely, somebody told him like, look, bro, we arresting everybody. Like I'm telling you, we got video and we gonna get everybody, and everybody gonna be arrested and everybody gonna be charged. And so when he told us that stuff and maybe didn't do some stuff that he could have done, he thought he was gullible enough to believe these people were gonna be even pretend to be fair. So
okay, but let me ask you this then. Scotty was one of the people who kept saying, well, we can't talk until the investigation is over. Is the investigation over?
I don't know.
Let's say what you're saying is true. Let's say he was...
Wait. Is the investigation about the brawl over?
It's got to be.
Why?
They're on their way to trial.
And you investigate the whole time.
Man, nah, that ain't how it works. And I can hear them saying that. Well, the investigation don't end until the trial ends. No. They threw that out there. We can't talk until the investigation is over with. The police chief did that. The mayor did that. Scotty Johnson and the city council did that. That investigation is over with. So why ain't Scotty talking now? All the meetings that Scotty postponed, why ain't he having them now? Why ain't he bringing the chief of police in there and saying, okay, we gave you time to get the investigation completed? Because let me ask you, if the investigation ain't completed, what do that say about your police department? That y'all still investigating a fist fight all these weeks and months later? So no matter how you slice it, that the investigation is still ongoing, that don't make no sense. That don't make y'all look good. That make y'all look real bad. No, the investigation is over with, and they just figure that the longer they ain't gonna circle back, they gonna forget what we said, And why we said we can't give them no answers?
That is
No,
what they think.
the chief of police, the mayor, and the city council. If the mayor and the city manager and the police chief don't do it, then 5 members of council ought to be saying, okay, we made promises to our people, to our constituents, to our voters. Release all the documents. And I said on Lincoln Ware, I know some of your people don't listen to Lincoln. I said on Lincoln Ware, when Joe Dieters was the prosecutor, and it's been a couple of times, I couldn't remember any of the specific instances, but I remember the city saying, we getting ready to release certain information, and Joe would pop up in the media and say, y'all better not. If you do, I'm going to go to a judge, and I'm going to get it stopped. I'm going to get a protective order sealing all the records.
Yep.
But
hold on. Before you finish, I got a few calls from people saying they want me to talk while you talking. So go ahead and keep talking. I have to show people how stupid that is to keep demanding. So go ahead. Keep saying what you're saying.
I think they just mean they want to back and forth. I haven't read the messages because I'm on the phone talking to you. But Connie hasn't said that.
Sure haven't.
The judges haven't put a protective order on here.
Sure haven't.
And so why hasn't the city released those records?
Why?
It don't make no sense.
It sure don't.
I think they playing in the black community's face. They spinning us around.
Spinning.
And a lot of people are willing to be spent around.
Sure is.
On a slightly different topic. Well, I ain't gonna even go there. Maybe I'll catch you next week. I want to talk about the United Way and corruption, but that's like a personal thing of mine, and I'm in the car waiting on that little girl, your little niece, to come on out here.
Yep.
And but did we finish with the mayor and with the police chief?
I think so.
How are these pro-black people caping for the white woman who's the police chief?
I don't know.
Ain't got nobody black waiting in the wings. Ain't nobody black being groomed. Ain't nobody black in the command staff. It don't make no sense what's going on in Cincinnati, at least far as I can see.
All right.
All right, man.
All right.
I'm listening.
All right.
Keep up the good work.
I'll do my best. All right. So there you go. I talked with him. I said stuff when he was talking. That's what y'all wanted. I gave the people, I'm a king who listens to my loyal subjects. I gave the people what they wanted. I believe in giving the people what they want. Twin!
I just want to know, was it the afternoon experience of the Nate Livingston report?
Why can't it be both?
I was confused.
Why can't it be both?
I thought it was rebroadcasting from the Lincoln Ware show at first.
Why you not answering my question? Why can't it be both?
It can't be both, man.
It can't be the afternoon experiment and have a Nate Livingston report?
No. Oh. I respect the afternoon experience to the fullness. Otherwise, I wouldn't call in.
Oh.
But when you come there and have another Livingston brother in the room, man.
Hold on. Wait.
What?
Did you see a Livingston brother in here? Because I hate those Livingston brothers. Where?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, I hate those Livingston.
They just left the room. I don't know where it's a spirit or ghost coming in there.
Look, and I hate those Livingston brothers.
Don't hate the player, hate the game, man. What's up, man?
Nothing much. What's on your mind?
Oh, no, man.
What is going on in your background? Why is there always crazy stuff going on in your background?
Yeah, I'm a busy man. Hold on, Dada. Hold on. I got you. Hold on, I'm sorry. Let me adjust this TV thing for you.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, Hush. There you go. I'll move the TV around. Oh. My bad.
Okay.
What's good, E?
Nothing much. What's on your mind?
Oh, that's your favorite team, Minnesota Vikings or something?
They used to be when I was watching the NFL, yes.
You can get off that, man. Go ahead and start back watching NFL.
No, I'm all right. I'm cool.
No, you ain't cool. So they racist and all that, like you say, because of Kaepernick, so you ain't gonna watch.
That's right.
Hulk Hogan was racist. You still watch wrestling.
Okay.
He played the sport just like Kaepernick played the sport.
Who?
I'm saying. It's race is a part of it.
I don't even know what you're talking about. But look, don't worry
don't
about
worry.
me
Don't worry
watching
about
it. You watch it, and that's
And
good
then,
enough.
and you know what? I don't watch it. It's be commercials and all that when they do come, because I don't really too much watch it though. But you said, I remember you said, if I'm correct, I believe
Okay.
to the 100 degree to the power that can be. You said, if I not told you I ain't gonna vote or whatever, you said, well, if you don't vote, that mean that goes to the other opponent.
I'm pretty sure I did not say that. As a matter of
Yes,
fact,
you. Yeah, in some words you did say that, and I argued you up and down. I said I ain't got to vote for neither one. And then I said if I was going to decide to vote, to be honest, I would go with Trump as of right now. If it was that day when I told you, if it was a election that day, I said I probably would go with Trump. And then at first I said I wouldn't go with nobody. Well, that mean we went up back and forth. Oh, that mean you'll go Trump, D. That mean you go with Trump. Yeah, I remember you saying that. So, hypocritical ass need to stop pump faking on here. Now that I caught your little short ass in your lap and everything, you ain't got nothing else to say, man.
I have plenty to say. I'm just letting you get your nonsense out so that I can
and let me
inject some sense into
let me remix
what
from yesterday.
Hold on. Before
let me remix from yesterday.
Can I
Go
answer
ahead.
that
Go
before
ahead.
you remix for yesterday? I think
Go ahead, player.
I think when I say this, it'll jog your memory and everybody else's memory. I
don't have COVID, and I'm not claiming. You have this shit, so you can just rebut. So you can just man up to what you be saying.
I think I'm gonna jog your memory. I was actually the one who was telling you, no, as a matter of fact, twin, don't vote. Remember that? Remember, I told you repeatedly, twin, I don't think you should vote. You don't remember that?
Man,
do you not remember that? Hold on. Do you remember?
Man, don't try to justify this because you caught up in the game.
That I was the one that used to tell you repeatedly you should not vote. All right, so then what are you talking about?
I can man up to mine.
Wait, so then how was I telling you, if I was telling you not to vote, then how was I telling you to vote?
Yes, you did, because I remember you saying that. Right. And you said it to another caller.
Right.
You said it to another caller.
Which means you were wrong.
Well, if you don't
about
vote,
all
that
of that
means
other stuff
it go to
said.
Trump and he wins.
Which means I was clearly not pump faking when I said that you were wrong.
Well, no, I'm just saying, I remember you were telling me that at first. Well, if you don't vote and stuff, that means it go to that person and all that. And you said it to a caller.
No,
man, I can remember.
I specifically told you not to vote.
I know. I understand what you told. You told me that before. I understand that.
Right. So how can I be telling you don't vote?
I take accountability of what you saying on that. But you also said, if you don't vote for that Kamala or whatever, and now I said I ain't got to vote for neither one. And a caller said it too. I don't vote no way. I don't vote no way. I don't get in that political stuff. That's what the caller said. I can't recall who it was, but I'm sure that's what the damn caller said. He said, "Oh, that means Trump will win," or something like that in them words. Okay, I remember everything.
So let me make sure.
So
I
don't try to justify. Just quit being in denial. Admit as a man that you so-called you are, and say that you what?
I'm trying to. So I just want to understand what I said. So I told you.
No, I'm just saying you did. Bullshit aside, you did say that.
I'm trying to understand it because it don't make sense to me. So help me understand. I told you not to vote, and that if you don't vote, then that's a vote for the other side. But I told you not to vote.
You said both of them. I remember that.
Okay.
And I can vouch for you. You did say that. Also, you said it to me, and you said it to the caller on the next answer you just gave Where if you don't vote for her and stuff, that means the other person, yeah, he'll win.
Who was that caller?
That means a vote for Trump. I can't recall, but I remember because dude said, I can't remember who it was. So I remember that part that he said, "Oh, I don't get into that. I don't vote."
I'm pretty sure.
He said, "Oh,
I'm pretty sure
I'm pretty
sure that I didn't say that.
No,
I don't.
Okay. I don't have no COVID-19 or whatever thing you say to a degree. I don't have none of that. So I remember everything.
You clearly
let me
don't.
get on your little brother when he talking about somebody radical and all that crazy stuff. Just because I don't go with your agenda or believe what y'all ass believe and all that, hell no, I ain't gotta fall in place with y'all ass, man. What is so radical? And then let me tell you something about him. He got on your station on that fucking podcast, your brother.
Okay.
Nate, whatever his name, Livingston. He got on that damn podcast yesterday. You gave him 10 minutes. So you had to
hold on. Wait. You telling me that one of the Livingston's called me yesterday?
Man,
did I not know
man,
he was a, did he not tell me that he was a Livingston? I hate those Livingstons.
No, man. Oh. 10 minutes before you left the show. You had to go, whatever, handle some business, you did. So, he said, this is what he said, radical. And everything is people hyping up the black folks and stuff is, they just probably Trump supporters and, you know how to. Let me tell you something, Nate. You always bashing motherfuckers, man, from the north to the south, east and west. But you don't come with no receipts, man. And you try to hype your brother. He got his own show, his own podcast. He got his own audit. You find some business to do. Because if a nigga could come down here 4 hours to get mulch, you got a fucking problem. You got a serious problem, nigga. Chicago Flip Red.
He is mad.
It was an organization. What?
I said you are pretty mad.
What you say? No. It's called Checkmate. No, it's called Checkmate. I know that's your brother and stuff. I'm going to respect you, but that clown there, fuck him. No, let me say this. Because he go, I know he go telephone turkey tweet. I know he go aim back at me. So I'm just throwing this motherfucker right now. But let me tell you this, man. He go get on here talking about they for Trump and not. No, man. Chicago Flip Red is an organization that's coming for the corruption of Chicago. From them illegal immigrants getting money, crossing that damn border, even though it's a sanctuary city, y'all took flight on them motherfuckers, didn't understand other people took to raise the property taxes up, Emanuel. Had buildings that were shut down for 20, 30 plus years, open the motherfuckers up for shelter for the migrants and all that. That's what Chicago Red's about. And with all that corruption Mayor Johnson got going on and Prince, Governor Prince and all them, that's why they said they coming from them seats. This shit gonna be flipped red.
So wait a minute, just so that I understand, what did he say that was factually inaccurate?
He was talking about that's an organization probably that radicalized and all that Trump, they pushing that Trump agenda. That's what he pushed. I said,
they clearly are.
No, they not.
I mean, you can't even argue that they're not.
Nigga, they not, man.
They are.
They not.
What? Okay, hold on. What agenda are they pushing again?
They pushing the agenda of the corruption of Chicago, man. How the mayor got down with the immigrants and raising the city taxes and all that. That's what they pushing. That's why they came up with that Chicago Flip Red.
So they're anti-immigrant?
Yeah.
That's the Trump agenda.
Man, if you say so.
Hold on. Do you really not know? Do you remember his first term when he was talking about build a wall? Why do you think he was talking about building a wall?
I understand what you're saying. You can say that. Yeah, I agree. As a man, yeah.
Okay, so then that is the same
At least agenda. I agree. I don't be in denial about shit you.
I'm just
saying.
At
least I agree.
So you was pretty fired
but he realized. But look, hold on, player.
Okay, go ahead,
it's the agenda they pushing really to take fucking Johnson out. That the corruption you ignore when they was coming down there, the city of Chicago coming down there. Hey, we need this, we need that. Denying their ass. But soon as they gave their hand out to them immigrants, everything's okay. Oh, we need some money now. We're in a hole, $700 million in debt. Oh, you're in a hole now, Johnson. What happened to that motherfucking $58 million a month you was giving to the migrants? What happened to them damn buildings that we've been asking about to build our own shit, but you open the motherfuckers up for the migrants and shit as shelters? Come on, man. No. That's all it is. Chicago flip red. So he don't know what the hell he's talking about. Until you go in them cities yourself, man, you and your pump faking ass brother, and see how they really get down, you will understand.
But hold on. But
like, they ain't no joke. No, they ain't no joke, man. Shit can be deceiving like a motherfucker on video. With all this AI and stuff you be creating. Come on, man. Go for yourself and check it out, dog. Go for yourself, man. Just take a trip.
Twin.
Just take a trip.
Twin.
I'll point you to the right direction to be safe.
Twin, you trying to get somebody to run up in me. Twin, let me say.
Man, you need to shut your motherfucking hole up.
Let me say, no, that my hole is shut up. That's why ain't nobody running up in it. But again, you're saying I have to go to Chicago to find out what the organization is about. You've been to Chicago, and you just told me what the organization is about, and the organization is about the stuff that he said that it was about, but you said that he was lying about what it was about, but then when I asked you what it was about, you said the same stuff that he said.
No, it's really, to be honest, though, it's really not. It's really to get them up through. And it's really saying, hey, I'm tired, hey, we go every 4 years or wherever we've been doing this for 50-something years, ain't got no outcome of it. Ain't got nothing about it. They don't give a fuck about us. That's why. People tired, man.
Wait, who do you think don't give a F about us?
Man, the fucking Democrats. Come on, man. Don't give a fuck.
Hold on, just so I'm clear, you believe Donald Trump do.
Not all, but some.
But you believe Donald Trump do give a F about us. If you don't go,
hey, Emmanuel, the sky is blue. They say the sky blue. If you don't believe that damn sky blue like them, oh, fuck you, nigga.
Hold on.
The sky is blue. Shut the fuck up.
Twin.
We say it's blue, it's blue.
Twin.
Okay, it's blue.
Twin. So
and it ain't even blue.
Twin. So you believe Donald Trump do give a F about you?
I didn't say that.
I'm asking a question.
Man, one of them don't give a fuck.
Right. So why are you mad at the Democrats talking about they don't give a F about us, but the Republicans don't give a F about us either?
Y'all ride that slate for the last 51. A nigga told y'all, a motherfucking cracker told y'all, goof ass and shit, y'all go vote for the next 200-some years, 100 years. Look what y'all doing.
But wait a minute.
Been voting every 10, motherfucker.
They didn't even pretend like they was going to give you anything. And you voting for them.
I don't look I don't get it. I don't look for no handout.
So
I get out the mud.
What difference do it make whether or not
me.
the Democrats do anything
Nigga
or not?
Can't wake up. That's what it is. That's control, man.
That what you saying I
wish I would let the devil control me like that. Oh, you ain't go get nothing. You ain't go eat. They go cut off your welfare. They go cut off your Medicaid. Man, what the fuck is you talking about, nigga? I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. Been getting. A motherfucking president ain't gonna control my mind. Neither are you damn local Democrats. Fuck what you talking about. I ain't got to vote.
About? Did you say you ain't no
I'm just saying, man. Control man for y'all controlling, man.
They're
That's
controlling
all that
your mind.
And they the ones that started with slavery and the KKK and all that.
Straight gibberish.
You said what?
I said they are filling your mind with gibberish.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, same thing you feel every day, gibberish. What the hell you be talking, man? Because it don't make sense to me. They control man.
Okay, wait a minute.
Man.
I'm not gonna say you right. I'm not gonna say you wrong. I really want to ask you. May I ask you a question, sir?
You ain't got a may I, man. Just ask the question.
But I want to, because I don't want you to be like, oh, you're putting words in my mouth. So I want to make sure that it's okay to ask you a question.
Man, ask the question. You're a grown man.
So
ain't got a may I? Shit.
You say the Democrats ain't doing nothing for us, and that's why you ain't voting for them.
I said neither one.
So then,
and then, man, these Democrats today.
I thought you said I could ask a question. See, now you see why I ask if I can ask a question. Because I ask, can I ask a question? And then halfway through the question, you start hollering and screaming and cussing and having a fit. Then I don't even get to ever finish the question.
These Democrats today,
may I ask you a question?
These not the real Democrats,
just
man.
Say no. Just say no. Say no, you can't ask me a question. I just want to holler and scream and cuss.
Man.
Go ahead. Holler, scream, and cuss. Go ahead.
Hey, man, ask the question, man.
No. I would rather hear you holler, scream, and cuss. No, I would rather hear you holler, scream, and cuss. Go ahead.
No, man, I'm going to listen, man. I'm going to listen.
No,
Now ask the question again.
I'm not falling for that. I just want to hear you holler, scream, and cuss. Go ahead.
No, I'm not. I'll calm down now. Go ahead, man.
Okay. So if the Democrats ain't giving you nothing, and the Republicans ain't giving you nothing, why are you voting for the Republicans again?
I ain't say I'm doing no. I'm not voting for them. Man, after this election, this local thing, because I want Stephon to win. I was out there yesterday, man. I want him to win and everything. I think he has a better chance of and an understanding of, hey, man, I'm for the people. I'm for the people. I be out there grinding and all that. He's a real politician to me that really cares for the people. He's a real Democrat to me. Other people I see right now, man, they not doing nothing, Emanuel. To be honest, these fucking new out here, they trash to me. That control, man, freak and all that. That lady made $150 billion, $5 billion off that campaign, man. That money could have been allocated to the motherfucking people that's homeless or something, man. Something like Kamala made that off her campaign. Where they at now? Why they not talking to us? Why is it they got to talk now after she lost the election? Why y'all didn't hold that same energy then? All of a sudden, everybody, she should have did this, should have did that. No, man, come on, man. Y'all fake as hell. Y'all fake as hell. Now you want to come out with a book? Hey, this is what Biden did. Man, this shit crazy to me, man. That's why I don't take people for real now. I don't,
okay.
I don't really acknowledge motherfuckers.
Twin, I asked you a
question.
You
really got to study motherfuckers.
Twin.
Neither one go do one, Emanuel.
Twin,
Neither one. Neither one.
I asked you a question. You refused to answer
I'm answering
the question.
for you. Neither one.
You didn't. So I'm going to move on. Have a great rest of your day. I asked him a question. It was a simple question. He refused to answer the question. So we just move on. Let me go to another call. Caller.
Emanuel?
Yes.
Oh, I thought when I'm looking, it looks like you're still on there with Twin.
I'm sure there's a delay.
Oh, this is Janice.
My favorite.
Oh my God, I just listening to your previous caller brings me to tears, thinking that there's so many more like him out there that are just ignorant and disrespectful. You're better than me, because he wouldn't be able to talk to me like that. I know you.
Hold on. May I explain that?
Go ahead.
See, I feel like that's the way that he communicates. Like he can't. I don't think that he can communicate better when he's emotionally involved. So I don't take it as personal or anything of that sort, even though, he says personal things. It's not really personal. It's just that's how his brain fires. So, yeah, when you think about it, don't think about it as, some personal affront or anything like that. He kind of can't help it.
But I'm sitting here thinking, who thinks that that's okay to talk to somebody like that? I mean, I don't care maybe if you're best buddies in the locker room, but on a podcast and you're talking like that and you really think you know what you're talking about, but you really don't. You're talking about subjects, first of all, that you know nothing about. Before Lincoln made him Caller of the Year, he didn't even know what politics was. He didn't even know anything about politics. Now, since he made a terrible decision when it came to voting, he's angry because we're rubbing his nose in the poo-poo.
Yeah,
so,
he doesn't seem to like it.
So, I mean, I swear to God, I've been listening to the radio for many years. I've never heard so many ignorant people. I don't know, they must have just come out of the woodwork or whatever, but know nothing about anything but talk about everything.
I think, Janice, I heard somebody blame Sarah Palin for all of this. And I don't know that you can necessarily just blame Sarah Palin, but I do think she was, one of the start of this whole facts don't matter. You don't have to know anything or have any information. Lying is okay, and all of that kind of stuff. She kind of normalized all of this. So to some degree, you have to blame John McCain because he picked her as his vice presidential candidate. But I think they kind of normalized it. And then, Trump just took it to the next level. And I think there are just so many people. People have been brainwashed. And
well, I agree with that. I do. And if nothing more, while we're going through this tumultuous time, I hope our college professors and high school teachers are looking at this, because we could deal a lot with logic and being able to discern certain things and come to conclusions, because I think people have lost their ability. Some people have lost their ability to do that, and some of your callers make that very apparent. But and also know that words matter. People don't think words matter. But you know who knows that? Donald Trump knows that really good, because he says whatever he wants to say. And he can spark a lot of actions. All this stuff, I call it helter-skelter out here. He has created all this helter-skelter. People are doing whatever they want to do. We have all these Karens popping up. People saying and doing whatever they want because they have been following that person up in the White House. And if anybody understands or believes in Christ, when the Lord spoke, he created. So words matter. So, yeah, we're seeing the results of a lot of words being spewed out here in our society, and some people not being able to discern or filter through them. But it's very difficult to listen to your caller who actually believes speaking like that is okay. Even if you two are just, having fun. But for him to think that that's okay, that is so vile and disrespectful. I want to slap him in his face because it's so nasty.
Don't slap him, though. Don't slap him.
No, I wouldn't do that. I'm not that crazy, but I'd like to. But anyway, I just had to vent there for a minute because I had to get some of that ugliness out of my system, because he was nasty. I mean, he is so. I think sometimes when you really don't. When you know that you don't know, but you're trying to prove it, and you can't prove it, that's why you get mad like that.
Right.
So he gets real mad because he knows he can't prove it. But anyway, I'm going to let you go.
All right, Shannon.
And I'm going to listen to the rest of the show. But you do have a heck of a delay, because I was watching you still talk to Twin when I was on the phone.
Yeah.
So hi, everybody. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Janice.
And talk to you later.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right, that was Janice. I'm sorry. Nobody told me that I still had Twin up there. Did I put it up there? Not to make a difference, because she gone now. Oh. Somebody got to be like, hey, you got to change I'm doing a lot of stuff here. CK.
Hello? Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Man, great show, man. Great show. I just heard your last caller. I believe her name was Janice.
Janice, that was her name.
Excellent call, but she fell off the ropes just a little bit at the end. Did you catch that part?
I did not.
She said she wanted to slap him in his face.
Okay.
That went against everything she spoke about.
No.
She was talking about conducting yourself professionally on a podcast, sir.
No.
You do not smack people, sir.
No, but
you never resort to violence.
CK?
Sir. Never.
CK.
Yes. Yes.
She didn't say, I'm going to slap him or anything like that when I see him. It's okay to want to do something, but to think better of doing that thing. That's just human. And that's what she said. I want to do it. She said, I wouldn't do it because I'm not that kind of person, but I want to. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, you have to work on yourself. You got to make yourself not want to physically resort to violence.
You can't make yourself not want
yes,
to do
you can,
something.
Sir.
No.
You can speak peacefully into your brain cells, sir.
You can't make yourself not want to do something that you want to do. What you can do, though, is you cannot follow through on it. You can't control every thought that comes into your mind, but you don't have to act on every thought that comes into your mind.
Like killing your parents for the insurance money.
Or like, say, cheating on your wife. You know what I'm saying? You see a woman and you think, ooh, I love to, but you don't do it because you're married. But it don't mean you don't want to. You just don't do it because you know that it's wrong and it would be disrespectful to your marriage and all that kind of stuff. But it don't mean you don't see that ass moving up and down and up and down and up and you don't think, ooh, I would love to grab that. You know what I'm saying? But you like, nah, I'm not gonna do it.
Right.
But I can't stop the thought.
Right. Because like you said, you okay, you won me over. I give you this debate honorable. You did win it. And I have to look back and I do agree with what you said. I do go by that. You're right.
So I knew to come up with
like
the perfect example to come up with for you.
Huh?
I knew the perfect example to come up with for you because I know you can't deny that. You've experienced that before.
Right. It's like the Marlon Wayans when he was looking at the booty on the movie. And I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like you said, don't act on your thoughts. Like
exactly.
You want to put your whole face in her booty, but no, you could just think about it. Don't really do it.
Right.
I understand.
All
okay. And to Twin, I think his call was very articulate, very thoughtful. You know, he should lean back on the profanity, if you catch my drift.
Okay.
So lean back on the profanity, but very thoughtful. And I like when y'all pointed out that people, it's not Twin, it's not personal, but like you said, when you catch me in something I have no idea about, like golf or hockey, and I'm arguing, now the anger comes up. Because like you said, all I know is Wayne Gretzky. And then they call me out about all these other Hall of Famers. I don't know nobody else, man. Now the violence starts. Now I start reaching for my protection. You see what I mean? But like you said, don't act on your radical thoughts because you will wind up in a cemetery or a penitentiary where you do not want to be.
Wait. You are having hockey conversations that get to the point where you might have to take somebody out. What the hell kind of hockey conversations are you getting involved with?
Listen, man, you know I consider myself a walking encyclopedia.
Oh, my goodness.
So I'm one of them. So, yes, I do get caught up. And when you and Janice spoke about how people get angry when they arguing about, that was me arguing about hockey, golf. All I know is Tiger Woods. All I know is Wayne Gretzky. You know what I mean? When it comes to hip hop, I only know one cracker that rap, and his name is Eminem. I don't get into Beastie Boys. I don't know who them people are. I listen to them, but I don't know their names. So I get into heated arguments with opposite sides, and like you said, it gets heated. But what you said, like Janice, she thought about slapping him, but she didn't act on it. Like I'm gonna slap him when I say right. So, but I thought what Twin was saying about he said he would vote for Trump if it came down to it. That's what he admitted to in the phone call.
But he did
Did
vote
you hear
for
him
Trump.
admit to that?
Yeah. But the thing is, he couldn't answer the question as to why.
Why would I vote for Trump?
Right. That's the question. If you say the Democrats ain't doing nothing for us, and then my question is always, what are the Republicans doing? And that's where their whole argument falls apart. And trust me, I've been doing the same simple question for years, and you think they would have come up with something by now, but really what they've done is they've developed an argument that it's bad to ask the question, what is the other side doing? Instead of saying to the other side, hey, if y'all want our support, y'all got to do something. So the Democrats ain't doing nothing. What's the Republicans doing? What difference do that make? But you can't tell me I'm not voting for the Democrats because they ain't doing nothing, so I'm going to vote for the Republicans even though they're not doing anything. It doesn't make sense. And so he didn't answer why he voted for Trump because there really is not a good answer using that particular logic.
And did you detect peer pressure in the phone call with Twin?
Peer pressure?
Did you detect peer pressure in the phone call with Twin? That is the question.
I didn't. I don't know what peer pressure you would be talking about.
Yes. The king of talk overlooked peer pressure at 50-something years old. He tried to get you to try the drugs. You said, no, I'm still good. I never used drugs, and I'm not going to use it. Well, you did used to use his drugs. The NFL. He tried to get you back on it.
Oh, okay. That's where you was going with that. Okay.
He tried. Didn't he peer pressure you to jump back on the bandwagon of the National Football League? Yes or no?
He did try to peer pressure me to do that.
And I heard you then. See, this is what I'm saying. We see the character now. We see the character now that prevented you from using drugs then. Do you understand, sir? You're still strong, even at an old age, gray-haired, fattest as you ever been.
Oh.
You still strong mentally.
I'm trying. I can't remember stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm trying.
So God is tasting your faith at the highest level. You are missing the greatest wide receiver in Bengal history already. Boy, barely 25. So I commend you as a man for standing tall. Because Twin tried to get you in. Twin tried to get you back in. Didn't he?
CK, you got anything else on your mind?
Okay. Now you just gonna overlook the peer pressure. I see how you see.
What do you want me to say?
I give you the gem.
I agree with you that I heard it, and I don't know what's the appropriate response to that. Show Liz.
No, I just
I'm
want
sorry.
You to understand.
My bad. No, I got
you. Showing the kids.
You're right. Show
no,
Liz.
You're showing the kids.
Show Liz.
The children.
Show Liz.
Okay, listen, sir. You're showing the children how to say no under pressure. He tried to pressure you back into the. he tried to pressure you back into the NFL. You stood tall, sir. That's all we got to do. Yep. You don't have to listen, sir. You don't have to do what other people suggest you to do. How does it benefit Twin? Please answer this question. How does it benefit Twin if Livingston watches the NFL? Please explain.
I can't.
Can you answer that for me, please?
I can't.
Please answer that.
I can't.
Why are you doing this to me, man? Why would you do this to me? You can't answer the question. All right.
I'm sorry. You asked me a question I don't have an answer to, and then you're like, why are you doing this to me? Please answer the question. So I could not answer the question, and so I felt like you was going to, George Stephanopoulos me, so I just did it to myself. I hung up on myself because I don't have an answer to that question. I apologize. Yeah, I don't know what the appropriate response is to some of those questions, but okay. I How do you answer some of these questions? Oh boy. Let me see. I got a lot of comments. I ain't really been able to look at none of the comments. I see Terrence Howard is in the chat. Good to see you, Terrence. Thank you for checking us out every once in a while. I appreciate you. There's a number of people in the chat. I don't always know what be going on. I don't always know what be going on. All right, what else is on people's mind? Oh, I know how a lot of this conversation got started. Me saying, look, as it stands right now, I can't see myself voting for AFTAB Pureval. And people, some of y'all don't like that. And I understand that argument, but for real, using y'all the way that y'all functioning. And it really kind of go back to, if this side ain't doing stuff, and so you're supporting the side that, maybe is not hostile towards you, but, they don't really do enough. They don't really do much. When is it appropriate to say to your team, hey, I'm with you, but you got to give me something? You know what I'm saying? When I say give me something, I don't mean give me something. Support. You have to actually, when as they say, the rubber meet the road, when there's a big brawl between blacks and whites, you have to stand up and take a stand and say, no, we gonna treat everybody equally. And if you're not willing to say that, I can't support. When is it okay to ask for that? Because if you ask for it, like, say the election, happens and then you get sworn in, whatever the date is. If you ask for it now, well, that's too early. He gotta get used to it. It's too soon. You can't be making demands this soon. And then there's another election coming up. So, oh no, you can't make demands now because that's going to affect the next election. And so you can't make demands because, there's the next election, then he might not have the support that he needs. And then the next election happened, and then can you make demands then? Well, no, because if you make demands now, then his election is coming up. And so you can't make demands now because if he do something for us now, then he might not win this election. So it's a never-ending cycle of never being allowed to say to the person that you voted for, what can you do for me? And if there's never a time to say, this is what I need from you, how do we get anything? And we can't always just accept breadcrumbs. I get it. Sometimes you only gonna get breadcrumbs. Okay, sometimes. I get it. But see, for me, I would say, look, in the heat of the battle, when the rubber meets the road, your election is coming up. You want my vote. Show me that you want my vote. Show me. But that's just me. That's just me. Janice says, hopefully a better opposing candidate will emerge. But we still won't be able to say, do something for me. Because even though it's a better opposing candidate, it's an opposing candidate, and we got to have our guy in there, even though he lies to us. He mistreats us. He deceives us. He plays games behind our back. I feel like at some point you have to take a stand and say, look, you got my vote if you do right by me. You got my vote if you do right by me. Like, you got it. It is. It's in the bag. But I can always reach in the bag and take it out. So you got to do right by me to keep it. And it's like we never hit that point. So yeah, for me, again, as it stands right now, let me say it this way. As it stands right now, I'm not voting for Bowman. Not voting for Bowman. But okay, that's enough of that. What else is going on? What else is going on? Can I just tell y'all, I enjoyed myself watching them little kids play baseball yesterday. They were terrible. They were terrible. And they only made it through 2 innings before it was too dark and they, called the game. And I was there for, I think, over an hour, watching them. And they had been playing before I got there. But they only made it through 2 innings. But they was little kids. Like, what you got, like T-ball and then whatever is right after T-ball. That's where they are. But I certainly enjoyed watching that game. Whose kids were you watching? I know a lot of people, and I go out and support them and their organizations and their children and all of that kind of stuff. So I was supporting kids. Whose kids were they? I mean, a cousin had a kid out there, but I knew other people out there who had kids, and some of the people in the organization. I go out and support organizations. I don't always tell people about it, but I go out and support organizations. But yeah, nah, man, them kids was terrible. Them kids was terrible. But it was fun to watch. They be trying. It's always funny to me. It's always funny to me. Emanuel love the kids. Emanuel love the kids. But, and then, apparently they had a kids pitch however many pitches. I don't follow it enough to really know how they do it, because they can't just have standard rules, because all of the kids are terrible. Like, you might have one kid that's decent at that age and skill level. So the little kids get to pitch however many pitches. I don't know how many they get to pitch before they call in the coach and say, all right, coach, it's your turn. Because now the coach got to get in there and the coach got to pitch. And, they try to get the kids something to swing at. Because the little kids, their balls be all over the place. And little kids be ducking for balls that ain't nowhere near them. But they see it coming and they just hit the ground. It just tickles me. But then after however many, then they like, all right, coach. So then the coach comes in and, they say, all right, I'm just throwing strikes. So you got to swing, basically. And one team, the coach was doing a decent job throwing strikes, and you get some hits. The other team, The coach was as bad at pitching as the little kids. I was like, what is going on? Like somebody, I'm like, are y'all pranking us for real? Because the coach was throwing the ball was so far over the little kids' heads or so far outside that no human could have hit it. I'm like, can we get just a different kid? Because this coach is terrible at pitch, and he's supposed to be throwing something that the kids can hit. Oh, it was just so bad. But I so enjoyed it. I so enjoyed it. Them little kids, I just like, Emanuel loved the kids. So the little kids was out there, doing what they do. And then the little kids in the little outfield, because they wasn't all the way in the outfield. The little kids in the outfield, they be so distracted. Doing nothing. Throwing their glove up and running and try to catch it, and then it hit the ground. And I'll be like, these little kids, you can't beat little kids just out having fun. Now, I will say there was a few destructive little kids who wasn't on the teams. And we were out there, and there looked like some freshly planted trees. And these little kids was trying to pull the trees out the ground. Like, why are they doing that? And where are their parents? Why are their parents just letting them try to rip the trees out of the ground? And eventually, because they was way over on the other side, like if they would have kept going, I was going to go over there and, be like, hey, don't do that. Because, these was little kids, like maybe 5, 6, 7, the ones who were actually trying to rip the trees out the ground. It's like, I wasn't on that side of the field. But we saw, and then eventually, some parents or somebody went over there after way too long and told them to stop. But I could tell it wasn't their parents. And I'm like, somebody brought you here. Like, you're not a neighborhood kid. Somebody brought you to this park. Their kid is playing baseball. You are there with them. Who is the person who's in charge of you? And why are they letting you do this? See, that's where we start. We have to want to stop the violence and stop this and stop that. That's where we start. Simple stuff like pay attention to your kids and don't let them be menaces. And who thinks that you even have to say this? Don't let your 6-year-old rip the trees out the ground at the park. Maybe that's where it all starts. If you just allowed to rip the new trees out the ground at the park, you might grow up and shoot somebody. There's no guarantee that you're going to grow up and shoot somebody, but that might be an early indicator that, you know what I'm saying, you got too much leeway and you're allowed to do whatever you want to do. But like I said, that happened for a few minutes, and then eventually somebody went and got the kids and made them stop. And then it was more, watching the other little kids try to play baseball. But that's where people have to start. That's where people have to start. Again, little simple things. I picked up a little baby today. She upstairs making a whole lot of noise, which means her and Mommy D is up there doing stuff. But she comes in the house, and I know this don't seem like a big deal to anybody, because when I was a little kid, it didn't even make sense. It still kind of don't make sense, but it's actually not even about the thing. It's more about the principle of the matter. She comes in the house, and she don't say, hi, Mommy D, or whatever. Good afternoon, whatever it is she greeting. You don't come in the house as a little kid and not greet the adults that's standing right there looking at you. And like she didn't want to, like, and I'm like, this is not optional. And, she had questions. I could see the questions working in her brain. Like, why can't she say hi to me? You know what I'm saying? That's what I used to be thinking as a little kid. Like, if I walk in and you see me, why can't you say hi to me? Why do I have to say hi to you? It don't matter. The rule is, you just follow the rule. Because it's not even about the rule. I agree. Why can't she say hi to you? I agree with that. But that's not the point. The point is, this is the rule. You follow the rule. We operate on a system here where discipline is important. Following rules, following instructions, they're important. So I say, when you walk in the house, you say hi. Then guess what? When you walk in the house, you say hi. Now, if you want to question it, after you walk in the house and you say hi, then maybe you can say, grandfather, why do I have to say hi first? And then we can have that conversation. But you don't not do what I said do, because I said do it. You don't get to just do anything. And to me, that's the beginning of discipline. That's the beginning of discipline. Again, I don't necessarily agree with it. I don't. Little kid come in. If I see her, when her mama bring her, she walk in the door. Hey, little baby. Every once in a while, her mama be like, why you speak to her first? She's supposed to speak to you first. I'm like, because I respect her just like I expect her to respect me. That's why I speak first. But I understand the point. But I think that's where we start. That's where we start. I don't think we can start with the 24-year-old who did the shooting on the square. Like, how can we change him and make him not shoot people? You can't. He gonna shoot people. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gonna say something he don't like. He got a gun. He gonna pull it out. He gonna fire off some shots. I don't know that you can change. I'm not gonna say you can't change him. I guess I did say that. Let me take that back. He may be changeable, but I think our energies, people's energies, are better spent raising and teaching people how to raise children than on the ones that's already raised and was raised wrong or bad or not at all. That, I think, is the answer, if there is an answer. So that's why when I say no answer, I mean, at the state that we are today, I think you're going to find it very difficult for the 17-year-old with a gun in his waistband who's disrespectful to get him to not be disrespectful. He got 17 years in the disrespect game. He's just getting stronger and stronger. His disrespect game is getting stronger and stronger. That's what I be trying to get y'all to understand, about Twin. Like, he got, 40-something years in the disrespect game. To the point that he don't think it's disrespectful. You can't change that. You can't change that. He don't think what he doing is disrespectful. So he's not actually trying to be disrespectful. This is just who he is. It's ingrained in him. So you just roll with it. Like, he don't know no better. Like, he don't know. He think it's cool. And he don't mean any disrespect by it most of the times. If you can't get it out of the 16-year-old, you're not going to get it out of the 47-year-old. You got a better chance of teaching the 16-year-old, like, no, I know that's what you used to doing, but that's disrespectful. Why is it disrespectful? Let me try to teach you why it's disrespectful. Maybe you can change the 16-year-old. But once it's ingrained in you, like, you ever tried to get, like, if you got like really light carpets in your car, you ever tried to get all the dirt out? Some stuff, some stains won't come clean. That's just a part of the carpet now. You say what you want to say, that's just a part of the carpet now. You can steam clean it all you want. It's a part of the, if that stain would have happened and then, in a certain period of time you'd have got the stain, you could have probably got the stain out. But after a certain amount of time, that stain is a part of the carpet. It'll never come out. I think that's the same way with that whole, disrespect thing. Like, it's a part of certain people. It'll never come out. 16, I don't know, it might not be permanently stained. We might be able to clean that stain. 50, nah, it's just a part of the carpet now. So we start when they're young. That's how you change it. And you start now, and then you may be looking 20 years down the line to see some significant change. If you put the correct amount of work into the correct amount of people, then maybe 20 years down the line, you start to see some change. If there's an answer, I think that's the answer. Along with, or at least that's a part of the answer, along with all of the other stuff, you do have to police. No doubt. You gotta police. You don't have to over-police. But you do. You have to police. You should police everybody. If a white person on the square do something wrong and a black person on the square do something wrong, you don't just focus on the black person because they black and because black people commit more crimes, allegedly. Now, both of them. Oh, Carolyn says, while my grandson and I were waiting for his basketball practice to start yesterday, the seats were all occupied. Lady walked in with her grandson. I told my grandson to go offer her your seat. He looked at me and I explained to him that that's what a young man / gentleman is supposed to do, and he did it. She was caught off guard and pleasantly surprised. All right. And I mean, that's cool. Again, I don't 100% agree with that, but I understand it. Well, if the lady old, you give up your seat. I don't think that's the gentlemanly thing to do, because I think a young girl should do the same. And I wouldn't say, oh, that young girl was a gentleman. No, I think that's just the respectful thing to do. But I understand what you're saying. I ain't trying to pick your point apart. I understand what you're saying, and I agree with it. Janice says, plus, we must be examples. Yes, we must be examples. And then we must choose the good examples to highlight as examples, not the bad examples to highlight as the examples, which, again, I think people do that a lot. Twin says, what do you agree with? I don't understand the question. Emmanuel, you're going to have all the 6 and 7-year-old kids ready to split your wig. Hey, I'm just telling you. Nat Turner, he says, and I keep it real. These young dudes need etiquette training, but so do these young girls. They ain't shooting as much, but many are disrespectful and they fight like crazy. Yes, I agree. But lately, and when I say lately, I mean the past 10 years, I very rarely have problems with the young men. For whatever reason, most of the young men that I run into are very respectful. Every once in a while, I run into a young man who's not all that respectful. Like I told you about the incident at the gas station where, I forget exactly what happened, but the dude was going to his trunk because he was being disrespectful. I get out of there. When you going to grab a weapon to solve your issues, I don't want to be nowhere near that. But he wasn't being disrespectful to me. He was being disrespectful to somebody else. But the overwhelming issues that I've had with people being disrespectful to me, I'm saying the past 10 years, have been young girls. Young girls. And for whatever reason, I'm not saying this is why they're disrespectful, but for whatever reason, they all got that crazy baby hair slicked down and their long eyelashes. But I'm not, saying it's because that if you got crazy baby hair slicked down all the way across your forehead, like it ain't even just baby hair area, like they doing all kind of crazy stuff with it and it's all up in there. I'm not saying that causes you to be disrespectful. I'm just saying every chick that I've seen lately be disrespectful had that. That's all. Sticking their tongue out and stuff. What you mean sticking their tongue out? Y'all know what I mean. Carolyn Smith says, like the superintendent. What superintendent? I don't understand that comment. Jamaicans call them curtains. The girls can't wear them to school. I wouldn't say don't let them wear them to school. Because again, I don't think putting on those eyelashes and slicking down your baby hairs like that causes you to be disrespectful. But I think if you disrespectful, somehow you gravitate towards that, which to me says something. I don't know exactly what it says. I don't know exactly what it says. Like, I'm a disrespectful. I'm that bitch. Give me that bitch towel. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you want the that bitch kit? Here you go. This is the stuff that you use to slick down your baby hairs. Here's the super high, the eyelashes, whatever. Here is too much lip gloss. I think they just walk into the salon and they like, what do you want? I want that bitch. Okay, here. We got 3 that bitches over there in the corner. We got one respectful chick over here. It's like, what do you mean? No. That's the style. They want that bitch. She wants the respectful girl hairstyle. She might be respectful, but she wants that bitch. So that's what she put on. We got to order another vat of lip gloss. Oh. Too much eyeliner. And it's streaking up the side of her face. Yeah, that's what we need. That's what we need. I'm not saying it makes them do it. I'm not saying it makes them do it. It's just something that I've noticed. But all of that to say, yes, the girls, a lot of girls nowadays are very disrespectful. Sierra say, well, what's that ninja order? Big beard, all Beijinged out with a line around it. I think, just regular jeans and a t-shirt most of the time in terms of an outfit. A lot of them, you could figure it out because they don't move their lips when they talk. Or maybe, because again, it's been a while since I really dealt with them, maybe they done start moving their lips now. But I know when I was running into a lot of disrespectful brothers, they didn't move their lips. And they gotta have either like a gigantic, I don't know that they still doing the gigantic belt buckle, and some glasses, some shades. Running around in the dark with shades on. Sierra asked. Because y'all know how it worked. You can't, like, if I was criticizing dudes, women and men wouldn't ask, but what about the men? I mean, what about the girls? I could do a whole 10 hours on how bad men are. And no man will say, what about the women? But if I point out an observation about women, it's always got to be women. What about the men? Always. It's a rule. I think it's a rule. Jerick say men with baby teeth and a missing side tooth is a dead giveaway that they disrespectful. Yeah, Sammy, like a cowboy belt buckle. I don't know if they still wearing that now. LaDonna says she hate the chalk line look. Them brothers ain't worried about what you like. They don't want you. They don't want you. They out there looking for that bitch. I'm not calling her that. That's what they call themselves. If you run around and you pay attention and you see different things, the way that the young girls talk about themselves, a girl will tell you, a disrespectful girl, even some so-called mature women, will tell you, oh, I am that bitch. And to them, that's like they really hyping themselves up. So it's not, I'm not saying it, using that terminology to degrade women. I'm saying that's how they refer to themselves. And that's a good thing for them. Jerica says, well, if it's a rule, then adhere to it and move on. Nope. Nope, because I had to point out the ridiculousness of it. Because a lot of times women can't take criticism. Again, men, I could sit on here all day and tell men what's wrong with men. And men are not going to say, well, what about the women? Men going to listen. They either going to agree or they going to disagree. They going to justify it, some of them. Some of them going to be like, surely is. You're right, that's the problem. They just going to listen. Like, it ain't even going to get... Y'all know that Kevin Samuels, for years, the stuff that he ended up talking about women, you know, he used to get on men so badly. He was good at telling men, you ain't got no business out there looking for a woman because you ain't ready. You need to build yourself up. You don't need no woman. Go get a second job. Go establish yourself. Learn how to dress. Learn how to smell. Learn how to present yourself. Learn how to work. Learn how to this. And nobody know about Kevin Samuels. When the first 4 years that he was doing it, he was straightening out men. Nobody heard about Kevin Samuels. I imagine one day Kevin Samuels said, you know what? Let me say something about the women, how they can improve themselves. And next thing you know, oh, he hate women. Oh, he hate women. He didn't hate men when he was correcting men. He was just correcting men. But when he want to correct a woman, oh, he hate women. Oh, he hate women. Men wasn't running around talking about, why you hate us, brother? Why you hate us, brother? Why you hate us? Men was just like, that nigga telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? That nigga telling the truth. Why you out there trying to get a woman and you ain't got no job and no money? Go get a job. Go get a second one. Establish yourself. Become the kind of man that a woman would want. Men was like, that nigga telling the truth. Huh? Say what you want to say. And he was harsh. He was hard. I think he was harder on men than he was. And he was calling people bitch niggas and all that kind of stuff. He was harsh on the brothers. Nobody knew him. Soon as you correct a woman, it's just an observation. It's just an observation of mine. And what does that say? I don't know. You come to your own conclusion what that says. Sierra says, so you're sending us off into the weekend with a gender war? How is this a gender war? This is, see, that's what I be talking about. That's what I be talking about. I'm sending you with some good advice. I'm sending you out into the weekend with some good advice. If somebody is criticizing something and they got a legit criticism, let it just be a legit criticism. Men typically do that. Men typically do that. Um, Nat says he would go at people's delusions and people didn't like it. He was saying, stay in your lane. He really was. That's really all he was saying. Shahira says, and the way he died was so telling. I'm not sure what that means. Didn't he have a heart attack? What is that? How is that? And I'm asking, I genuinely don't know. What does that mean? Like the way he died was telling. He had a heart attack. So what? I don't understand what that means. What did that say about him? I mean, other than, he had a heart attack. What does a heart attack say about a person? And I'm asking, I genuinely don't know what you mean by the comment. So, maybe there's something going on that I'm not aware of. And, what I'm saying? You can let a brother know. The way he died was telling. He died of a heart attack. I don't know what that means. I genuinely don't know what that means. Sierra say somebody find Tracy Ellis Ross and boo this man. I still have fond memories of that day. Oh, they couldn't take the truth. They couldn't take the truth. Jerica says he belittled plus size women and he died having sex with one. How did he belittle plus size women? Okay, I'm up for this conversation for about 5 minutes. How did he, in your mind, how did he belittle plus size women? Jacqueline says he died having sex. I don't know that that's been proven. I think he died in the company of a woman. But dying having sex proves what? While he was having sex with some woman and he did some drugs that maybe didn't cause but sparked the heart attack. Okay, but you're saying it's telling. What is that? What does that tell us? What does that tell us? That's telling. What does that tell us? I'm curious. I really want to know. Because if not that I'm, I don't necessarily want to die. But if I die having sex with a woman, what do that tell you about me other than I be stroking? That's what I be doing. What does that tell you? I missed it. I missed it. Somebody help me. I don't understand. How is that bad? For real, how is that bad? How is that a bad thing? So there's 2 questions on the table. How is it a bad thing to die having sex? Like consensual sex. How is that a bad thing? And how did he belittle large, overweight, or whatever women? How did he belittle them? I believe the woman he was having sex with wasn't the wife. He wasn't married or girlfriend. I don't think he had one. It was a side piece woman. How could you have a side piece if you don't have a main piece? While he was getting on women being side chicks. He wasn't married. He didn't have a girlfriend based on everything that he said publicly. He was not married. He didn't have a girlfriend. How can you be a side piece? Like, you got a single dude out there who ain't got no wife, he ain't got no girlfriend, he have sex with somebody, she's automatically a side piece? Help me understand that. So I guess that's the next question on the table. How is it a side piece if it ain't no main piece? Katrina says, don't do drugs and have sex together. I agree with don't do drugs. I agree with that. So that's the moral of Kevin Samuel's death is don't do drugs. Okay. Twin, now should be telling to y'all. Twin agrees with y'all. Twin says he got what he asked for, shaming women, and now look at what happened. Died in some P word. Okay, now there's a third question on the table. How did he shame women? How did he shame women? Twin says karma caught up with him. What karma? Y'all just be saying stuff. See, this is always what get me. It's easy to say something. But when somebody is honestly asking you to explain it and have it make sense, you can't do it. Dwayne says, it's funny. If you tell a man that he's too short, he has to accept it. But if you tell a woman she's too fat, you're shaming her. Oh, that's very true. That is so very true. No, twin, you already called in. No. Dina says he was single, which he always said that. It wasn't hard for him to date beautiful women because of his social media presence, and he was actually a handsome man. Shannon says, I thought she was a prostitute. I think one of the reports that I read says she was a nurse, actually, and she tried to perform life-saving measures on him. But I guess nurses can be prostitutes. So it's possible she was a prostitute. Oh. Nat says, like, if a guy wanted a video model type and he was making $50,000 a year, he was going to let you know you're delusional. Yes, he did. Again, for the first 4 years. And it's even hard to find that content. It's even hard to find that content. But for the first, I think it was at least the first 4 years, y'all would say what was the term that you used, Jerica, about shame? He shamed the heck out of men, to use y'all term. Shannon says he did shame women based off looks and weight. How? How do you come to that conclusion? I'm asking you. I'm genuinely asking you, how do you come to that conclusion? What did he say that you perceive as shaming them? When he was talking to men and men was talking about they want the most beautiful women in the world and blah, blah, blah. And he was saying to them, what do you have to offer? Okay, what do you do for a living? How much money do you make? Why would that woman want you? You're not respected. You're underperforming as a man. You can't provide for her. You can't protect her. Why would she want you? You don't deserve her. Get yourself together. Get your money up. Get your status up. get your appearance up, do this and do that. Put yourself in the position where you can actually chase her. How was that being disrespectful to those men? No, it wasn't. It was just a dose of reality to them. But if you do the same thing to women, thank you, Nat. If you do the same thing to women, now you're being disrespectful. You're shaming them. So then he salary shamed those men. And you said that Jerica says that I miss your response to the question. Apparently I did. I don't know, let me go back and look for it. Maybe you didn't hit send. I might have just overlooked it. Hold on, I'm going back. And I'm just looking for your name. Yeah, no, I see where you say he belittled plus-size women and he died having sex with one. But I don't see... Okay, wait a minute. He told one plus-size woman that she would be alone because she was too fat to date. First, let's assume that that's true. Which is probably not true. Contextually, what he normally did was he asked them, what did they want? And almost without fail, they all wanted a man making $250,000 a year. And so he probably asked her, okay, how old are you? How tall are you? What's your dress size? How much do you weigh? And if she said to him, something that let him know that she was overweight, he probably expressed to her, I didn't even see the episode, but I've seen enough of them to know, that he expressed to her, why would a man making that kind of money in the top 1% of men want to date you when he can date a woman who's beautiful and fit? You probably need to go with somebody. And she said, nah, I deserve him. And he said, okay, well then die alone. Because it's not going to happen. You too good for a, quote, average man making $60,000, $70,000 a year. Which again, he said the average black man made, was it 42,000? He probably asked her, would you settle for a guy that makes 60, 70,000? And she said, no. My man got to make 350,000 to support me. And then he probably told her, yeah, you delusional. You delusional. This single man in the top 1% of men in America, why would he skip over all of the beautiful women who are not obese, out of shape, and date you? The man that all the other women trying to get, why would he skip over all of them to date you? Why can't you just accept the average man? She probably said she just wouldn't. And then he told her what, and die alone. All of the men know who used to watch Kevin Samuels, or people who really paid attention, not, female haters, know that is good, sound advice. Pamela says, how much was she making? And again, his point is, which a lot of women think this, it don't matter. It don't matter how much she's making. Men, for the most part, don't care how much money you make. Jerica says, excuse me, sir, I don't deal with hypotheticals. That's not true. You do. We all do. So when you say I don't deal with hypotheticals, that's just a lie. And then you say, I watched it. So she just said, I'm a large woman. And he said, oh, you fat? That means you're going to die alone. That's what you're trying to convince me of? Come on. I know better than that. I know better than that. Brent says Kevin Samuels never said that plus size women couldn't get it. He said they couldn't get the high value men, and that they desired because there was more competition that was in better shape. Exactly. You can't convince me. Send me the clip, because clips is all over the place, and I've never seen that one. And I'll be watching Kevin Samuels stuff. When he was alive, I followed him on a regular basis. I enjoyed his content. And I never saw the one where a woman came in and said, hi, Kevin, I'm overweight. And he said, oh, you're going to die alone. You don't deserve a man. I never saw that episode. Mike says, you described Kevin quite accurately. Yeah. Brent says, men don't care how much money women make. NBA player Anthony Davis just married a girl from the drive-through window. Yeah, women can't get it through. And I don't have a problem with women who go out and get successful and make money, and I think that's wonderful. But listen, if I was making $350,000, and I know that I am this premium guy, and I know I listen to women, and how much money I make is important. And yeah, me making $350,000 makes me desirable, even though I'm short. And you can say what you want to say, Dina. I'm fat. I have an unconventional hairline. All of that kind of stuff. Me making $350,000 a year, I could pull one of the finest women that I wanted to because of my bank account. But if I don't look at you as attractive and all that kind of stuff, and you're like, but I have a PhD. I make $350,000 a year. So that women are attracted to that. Men are attracted, this is stereotyping, it's not 100% across the board, but for the most part, men are attracted to the physical. And I can't believe that women got mad because he was trying to explain that to them. Jack says, or they just bang them and not marry them. That was another thing he used to say all the time. I get approached by men all the time. I don't have no problem getting a man. And he would tell them, you don't have a problem getting a man to have sex with you. Because, yeah, a man will have sex with you. But over here, we count marriages. Jerica talk about, sir, I don't have to prove anything to you. Find it yourself. I can't find it because it don't exist. I'm not twin. I have a life with stuff to do. Okay. Katrina says the same about men that look 9 months pregnant, look like a 9-month pregnant woman. I don't care how much money they make. Well, I doubt that's true. I'm not saying with 100% certainty that it's not true, but I doubt that it's true. But again, when he was being critical of men, that was another thing that he talked about. Get in the gym. get fit. But when he was telling men to get in the gym and get fit, wasn't nothing wrong with that. Let him tell a woman to get in the gym and get fit, and then now he done told some fat chick that she gonna die alone. Barbara says an insecure male will care about what his woman makes financially. I don't know about that. I don't even think an insecure man care about that. The people who I think care about that is people who want to use women. Now, if I wanted to use women, then I care about how much money you make. You make how much money? I don't like you, but I deal with you. Because I want to use you for your money. But most men ain't that way. Jerica says it was his delivery. He had the same delivery when it was men. Actually, I think he was harsher with men. But men didn't complain. Sierra says, what else is on the menu? Nothing. I'm about to get out of here. Shannon says Kev was a gateway to the manosphere BS. He was. But Shannon, you still haven't answered my question. you don't have no answers. You didn't like him because he told women the truth, the uncomfortable truth that they didn't like. And because of that, you didn't like him. Twin says you're trying to give out dating tips like Linky. I'm not trying to give out no dating tips. Kevin Samuel is Eman's Larry Hoover. No. If I saw that brother, I would not be running through the airport to hug him. No. No. But I did enjoy his content, and I liked the fact that he was giving those women. I liked his content when he was talking to men. I liked the fact that he was giving men a dose of reality. And so when he flipped it, I like that he was giving women a dose of reality. Why all y'all want these, quote, high-value men? What is wrong with an average man? You're an average woman. What's wrong with an average man? He would ask that all the time. You're an average woman. What's wrong with an average man? That's a legit question. Jerica.
I don't like you. I don't like you. You try to clown me.
I would never do that.
Example. You asked for an example. I gave you one. My example wasn't good enough.
You made it up.
Is it because you think you're better? I did not make it up.
Yes, you did.
How dare you?
You made it up. I watched his Jerica.
Listen, I don't have time. Listen, Linda. I don't have time to type in everything I want to say. And so I just made it real brief. Like you told this fat lady or to this plus size woman, you're going to be alone or you're alone. Don't date or something like that. So, I mean, gosh, I didn't make it up.
What
happened? I didn't have time to type out the whole scenario. You pulled a twin. Actually, you pulled a CK. No, I think it's twin. Who creates like these whole storylines and has the back and forth talking.
So
you don't even know if any of what you said was really in episode that I watched.
So
and I might have only seen one.
But again,
and that's what I remember.
I'm just trying to ask you. So what was the context of that comment? So you're telling me she called, she said, "Hi, Kevin, I'm overweight." And he said, "Well, then you're going to die alone."
You're going to die alone. And no, that's not what happened. It was a whole conversation.
Right.
He had talked about her weight. Sir, I don't understand how what I'm saying is any different than what you're saying. I just left out some things. I don't have time to type paragraphs. No shade to those people who do. I don't have time to type paragraphs. I'm sorry.
You probably left out some really important stuff, though.
Well, so what? I just got to the facts. I just got to the facts. She said this, he said that. Done and done. You want to be so extra. I think it's because you went to school and got your certificate. Now you think you're better than everybody else. Sir, you don't need to do that here. You don't need to do that here. We understand you just want to be the smartest person in the room. I get it. I understand that. This whole grandiose type of behavior that you're portraying and displaying here. I'm not good with it. I'm not good with it. I'm just not.
Okay.
Now I can see why Twin was cussing. Why was Twin cussing you out like that? And I'm so glad Miss Janice called in, and I get it. I heard you say, some people just don't know that they're disrespectful. I think any adult knows what disrespect looks like. I don't care how you were raised. You know what disrespect looks like. Calling somebody an MF and N-word is disrespectful. It's nasty. It's very disrespectful. And what's even crazier, I hate talking about Twin, but he just burns my biscuits, I promise. Twin will get on Wyatt's show and, come on, Wyatt, what you got to say about that? I mean, like whining, like Ozzy does with Lincoln. But he comes on here and he's like the biggest gangster, like calling you all kind of, I just don't understand why that is. And it's not that he can't control himself, because he can. He doesn't talk that way to Wyatt. I've never heard him call Wyatt an MF and N-word. Never have I heard him say that, but he'll do it to you. I don't understand why he does that, but he knows he has to know that it's disrespectful. And then he does it. Wasn't his kid sitting right there, who's like 2 but watching TV? Like, I don't understand. I don't quite understand why he behaves the way that he behaves. And I guess it's really none of my business, but it just bothers me.
Okay, I understand. I've heard him.
And that's all I'm getting is I understand. You just blowing me off like that?
Show Liz.
All right.
No,
all right. So maybe you should get MF and N-word.
Maybe. I understand what you're saying, but I've heard him talk to Wyatt that same way. Of course, he doesn't do it on the radio station because he would get kicked off.
Right.
But, he feels freer to be himself, maybe a little more over the top. And I really do believe that he kind of can't control it.
I don't believe that. That's like saying, no, it's not like saying anything. He's a grown-ass man. You can control it. I mean, now Ron, no, scratch that, because Ron can control it too. Because Ron does not behave that way on Lincoln's show at all. He doesn't curse him out, or even slip up and curse, right? People that can't control it, legit can't control it, and they say things kind of like people that have Tourette's. Maybe they do, but kind of like people who have Tourette's, they don't know that they're about to say this. These men, grown men, can control it. But, I mean, if you want people to talk to you that way and you're good with that, have at it. But I just think it's very violent.
You're trying to shame me. I got a certificate. You can't shame me, just so you know.
I'm not trying to shame you. I'm just saying, sir, you deserve better. Know your worth.
Okay.
No, you're worth more than that, Emanuel. Do not allow people to treat you in such a manner. Teach people how to treat you.
Can I tell y'all
allowing
something?
Them to treat you crazy. Go ahead.
Here's something that happens from time to time, and this is just the truth.
Okay.
When I'm doing the show, see, I don't use my in-ears anymore because one of them I had to send back and get worked on. And so my speaker is over there. Now, y'all can't see it, but it's a little ways away. I would say, what is that, 10, 12 feet away from me. And so when I kind of get to talking over him and then he starts the cussing and all that kind of stuff, I really don't hear a lot of what he's saying. So like somebody said something, he said something yesterday that totally, when I saw stuff popping up on the screen, I'm like, I didn't even hear that. So some of it I don't hear. Now I know he's cussing, I know he's in this and MF that. I don't know exactly what he's saying because I'm trying to get my point across to him. So some of it I don't hear, but even if I did hear it, it's words. Like it's words. Hold on. Let me finish. I don't, because I'm trying to not be super insulting, but also be honest. I believe if the level of your vocabulary is such that the only way that you can express your frustrations is through using vulgarities and profanities and insults and all of that kind of stuff, you can't really expect someone who doesn't have the vocabulary to just pull it out of nowhere. That's all he got at that point.
Okay. Okay. Well, you want to handle him with kitten gloves and coddle him, have at it. But you deserve better. This is your platform. You're the king. Act like a king. Don't let him talk to you like that.
Yes,
Let this man talk to you all kind of crazy.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't do that. I'm right there with Miss Janice. Don't allow that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So I'll be a little more. I'll be a little more like Kevin Samuels.
And do what? And
he didn't allow people to overtalk him on his show.
Oh no, he wouldn't. He would just hang up on them.
Yeah, he would warn them a few times. Don't do that shit. Don't do that shit. And if they kept doing it, he would bid them adieu.
And maybe you need to start doing that. Because you're not going to stop him from calling every day.
So
that's obvious.
So I'm clear. You are suggesting I be more like Kevin Samuels.
In that respect. But I don't know about the other stuff. I think you're a bit more like Kevin Samuels than you realize already. I think you're like a baby Kevin.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
I don't think you think it is either. I think you definitely agree with all that Kevin Samuels does. And if there was an avenue, well, there absolutely is an avenue for you to do it. You do it. If you weren't so shy and not wanting to be in the forefront, I think you would be a great Kevin Samuels. You get booed by women already. So, hell, might as well jump in. I'm just saying. So, I think you would do good at that.
Oh.
Because you got that sarcasm.
I'm not going to let you talk to me like this.
Are you about to hang up on me? I will show up at your door. I was in Cincinnati. I show up at your door. Don't you do me like that. I ain't one of them. This ain't that. You're a mess. Have a good weekend.
You do the same.
All right, bye.
Thank you, Jerica. All right. Shannon says, I did answer. He labeled women as low value based off looks. He labeled their sexual marketplace value as low based off their looks, which is just factual. Men, for the most part, are visual creatures. So if you're not good looking to men, your sexual marketplace value is low. What's wrong with that? That's the truth. Brent.
I think Jerica just Eugened you when she told you to know your words. Oh my goodness, she is so hilarious to me. Oh my goodness. Yeah, but how's everything going?
Good. Everything's going good.
That's good. That's good. I was a little bit down and out when Shahara said that I like wrestling more than you do, which is true. So, but I was like, no, yeah, that's true. I'm cool with that. But I know you watch it, and especially the old school stuff. We can talk about that. So that's the only reason why I bring it up. I don't bring it up on Lincoln Show or Lincoln Show. That's the only show I call into. So I only say it when it's appropriate, and then throw a sly shout out to Trinity and John Fatu on the them expected a baby. So that's the only time I do it there. Right. But yeah, let's see what's going on here. Oh yeah, with Twin. We'll start with Twin. Twin there are two sets of people Twin won't cuss out. He won't cuss out the white man, he ain't gonna cuss out a cop.
I agree. I agree.
So yeah, it's a part of his. Well, I see Twin more so like a wrestling character. You know, you take your own personality and then you turn it up. Those make the best ones, like with Ric Flair and The Rock and Stone Cold, because that's who they really were. They just amped it up a whole nother level and just run with it. So that's more so how I see Twin. And he's very calculated, especially who he criticizes. Like if he does criticize Trump, he is like, oh, well, I don't agree with that. But then he'd go right back in there and give 10 criticisms to Democrats, you know, just to try to make up for that soft pushback against, you know, Trump and his policies.
Right.
So yeah. But yeah, and lastly, and no Rasmussen report. There's maybe on Monday, or if you're in next week. Oh no, two more things quickly. Kevin Farmer, did you happen to see Wyatt's interview with Kevin Farmer?
I believe so. I heard most of it. Yeah.
Okay. Man, he is such a tragedy, because I agree with Wyatt, and there's not much that I agree with him on, but Kevin is smart enough to know how to say things and to phrase things as to not implicate himself, especially when he was talking about the whole situation to where he called the cops saying that she pulled a gun out on him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he won't say that, yes, there was actually a gun, or he won't say that he was the one who got rid of the gun. He'll just say, we live in the best country in the world and due process and everything. And, you know, I think she'll win out, which to me, she's playing you know, prosecutor and defense attorney. So what he's saying is that what he told the cops doesn't hold enough weight and evidence to convict her. And he still claims that she's his friend, but he won't drop the charges because he knows the implication of dropping those charges, that he would have to admit that there was not a gun or there's more to that story.
Right.
So that's man, that is so wild in that whole story. But you know, another thing I agree with Wyatt is that, yeah, he don't need to be there because he doesn't really want the help. Because the way I think he saw it playing out, I'm going to get on Facebook Live, I'm going to tell people, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to, you know, tell them I need help. They going to talk to me, give me a couple breathing exercises and everything, and then they going to let me go, and then I can come back on Facebook Live and say, yes, I done this and I'm still in the election. And he didn't realize they was going to hold him over, and then the doctor was going to say, nah, you got to take this medication or you ain't getting out of here, which I don't agree with, because that sounds eerily similar to what happened with Lady C, to where she involuntarily was taken there or wherever else she was taken, and they wouldn't let her out there until she took medication, which I don't think the way she talks, she's hilarious with her stories and everything, and very particular about men, but I don't think she needed to be medicated. But
I agree.
All that to be said, if I don't think he really wants the help. He wants the attention, which he is able to recognize that, yes, I desire that attention, but if that's where you stop, and to get, you know, you not seeking help, so you're not always getting that attention, because not all attention is good attention. Yeah, so you may think in politics it is, but it's not.
Right. But I don't agree with you and Wyatt on that. He don't need to be there because he don't want the help. See, I might say that. I might agree with that if his issue was a drug addiction. But I'm hesitating because I want to say something that's probably not the best way to say it. I'm gonna say it this way, but I apologize that it sounds offensive. But crazy people don't know they crazy. So he's never gonna want to stop being crazy if he doesn't believe that he's crazy. So sometimes you gotta get help to even realize that there might be an issue. And so I wouldn't say, well,
but you have to actually want that help.
No, say I don't agree with that. He will, if you're, and again, forgive my terminology, and I'm not a medical professional, but if you crazy, you're not gonna want, if you don't know you got a problem, you don't know you crazy. Like a drug addict know that they taking drugs. A crazy person don't know that they crazy, so you probably don't want help because you don't know that there's a problem. So you can't wait until a crazy person realizes that they crazy and say, oh, now let's help them. No, you got to help them to get them to the point where they realize, oh, I had some issues going on. I didn't know that those voices wasn't real. I thought they were actually, why would I want help to stop hearing real voices? But once you help me, and then I realized, hold on, them voices wasn't real? Okay, I really did need help. I didn't know I needed help. You can't wait until, like, I want to stop hearing real voices kick in.
It reminds me of one of my favorite movies of all time, New Jack City. When Pookie was in there eating half the turkey, and you had the homecoming queen, who is now the homecoming fiend, and he was about to beat her up, and then Ice-T came in there and he said, man, I need help, and be calling me. And then he took him to the police station, and he was, F you, man, let me out of here and everything, but he stayed on there. So is that what you're talking about? You have to force the help upon him before he finally realized that, yes, I truly needed the help.
Sort of, except, again, you're using a drug reference, which he knows that he's doing drugs. What I'm saying is, I don't know maybe that the voices that I'm hearing ain't real. I genuinely believe that they're real. Why would I ever need help to stop believing what's real? And so you got to show them that it ain't real. You got to help them realize it ain't real. You can't wait until they realize on their own that what they believe is real ain't real.
But man, it may take something, really tragic for that to happen, because even with the whole, because I never did get even when I listened to the interview with Rosemary, and it really wasn't clear where all this happened, whether it was outside the house, inside the house, or even why in the world she couldn't go back to the house. Was it because he was staying there? Because I never heard him definitively say, yeah, I was staying in her house. All I heard him saying that he had paid her some money to store some campaign stuff in her basement. But, because there was a period of time to where she couldn't go back to her house. I don't know if that he was there or where he was staying was too close to her house to where she couldn't go back. I never fully, understood that whole situation.
I didn't either. I said this, I think, yesterday. The system is messed up, and the system will create a situation where you can't go back to your own house from time to time. Yeah. So I don't know if that was something he was doing, like he was actually staying at her house, which I heard some people say, or whatever the alleged incident happened at her house. So that's where the TPO ordered her to stay away from.
Yeah. And I didn't either, but both of them are, goodness, they are politicians. They are good politicians in from the sense that they are very calculated in what they say in order to try to keep the support coming in from the right side, the Republican side of things. Because even with him trying to implicate that because he claims the doctor that he talked to was black and he was a Democrat and he was an atheist was the reason why he was going to hold him over, or that any of this is politically motivated, when none of this exists, whether it's Rosemary or whether it's, him, being there in the hospital. All of those are self-inflicted. If he never would have checked himself in, there never would have been an opportunity for someone to have that power over you to say, no, you can't leave until you take, these pills. Or even worrying about what side, he kept on saying the side effects, some of the side effects that you lose your hair. Or just some side effects, you lose your hair. And I'm like, you worried about losing your hair? Even though he does have a lovely head of hair, and with the lack of hair on my head, I'm jealous. But if that's the help, if it takes losing my hair in order for me to be 100% in my right mind, oh, well, I can get on one of them glue-on man units like Steve Harvey and keep it moving. But that's all with that one. It's just, it's sad, and I hope, even though I don't agree with Rosemary politically, I hope this whole incident doesn't affect the funds that are coming in for her to help out Rosemary's babies, that home and everything that she has, because, man, if there's no one there to reach out or to be able to help, because there's obviously a need to help women and, especially young mothers with children and everything, that need is there. And, man, if that goes away, that's women and children.
Yeah.
And, possibly men, I don't know, that aren't going to be helped. So it's that whole, craziness of it. But lastly, not Kevin Farmer, but Kevin Samuels.
Mm-hmm.
I think one thing, and you're absolutely right about him. He did talk about men, and some of the funniest clips where it was a big dude who didn't have a job, lived in his mama's basement or something like that, and he straight up called him a fat effer and told him to get your money up, and even asked him if he had, because he was like, you broke and everything, do you have a big member?
Yeah.
And the dude said, what? He asked him, he didn't say what the particular size. He was like, well, what's big? And he was like, what's big. He was like, you don't have one, you fat. I was like, oh my goodness. But in what he's talking about, he's because there is always the possibility that someone that is, overweight or, above, BMI and all that other good stuff, that can marry a high value man. That possibility is always there, but Kevin always dealt in probabilities.
Yeah.
With actually stats and data, because everyone, if you play the lottery, has the possibility to win the lottery, but the probabilities are extremely low. So I think that's the difference, and maybe some women don't understand. And that's why I said, well, if you continue to want all of these checkoff list items, 500,000, 300,000, whatever it is, 6'4", abs of steel and everything, it's not going to happen because he's looking at the probabilities, and that's why he would, play the little dun, 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 and tell him to get a cat or dog and die, because he's thinking probabilities.
Yeah.
And, a lot of ladies think about the possibilities. So, but that's all I got. You guys have a great weekend up there in Cincinnati. And, to my fellow blurred out in Boston, Sierra, I saw your comment. I got you covered.
All right. I don't know what the comment
expect
was.
It later on tonight on the Friends page. Oh, you'll appreciate it, Emanuel.
Okay.
But take it easy.
All right. You do the same, Brent.
Bye.
All right. And all of this came, actually, I think it was Sierra's fault that we started even talking about Kevin Samuels, because instead of just being comfortable with maybe a little bit of criticism of some female things, it was some other, what about the men? Y'all know how that go. That's how we got on it. So, Sierra, it's your fault that Kevin Samuels was even brought up. Sierra says, you're going to love it, E-Man. Okay. I don't know what it is that I'm going to love, but I hope I love it, like y'all say. Jack say, no matter what they look like, all of them ladies would say 8, 9, or 10, what they look like out the shower. Right. That's the other thing, that ain't no average looking women. All of them is 10s. But if y'all all 10s, if everybody is an 8, 9, or a 10, then 9 is average. 9 is right there in the middle. Jerica say, yeah, Sierra's fault. Then she wanted to move on. Of course she did. That's the way it worked. That was even the reason for the what about the men? Because now you want to move on. Oh no, don't be putting up no mirror to me. When I put the mirror up to you, it's time to move on. It's time to move on. And I'm not even talking about no gender war. I was just talking about some disrespectful chicks that I've dealt with in the past 10 years, and they all had a certain look. That was it. Sierra, I don't even think that you do the baby hair and the... Do you? I don't think you do. Hold on. Do you do the baby hair and the eyelashes? Do you? Is that why you were offended and didn't want to hear it? Do you do the baby hair and the eyelashes? That's a simple question. I'm just curious, because then that would at least explain to me why you didn't want. What about the men? That would explain it. Shannon says, "What are you, E-Man? 5, 6?" I would say I'm probably 5, maybe a 5. Maybe an average guy. Some might say less than average. Some might say more than average. I've been called cute. I've been told I was not attractive. Some probably somewhere in the middle, 5. That would be me. If you ask me, man, you rate yourself. Probably about a 5. I'm comfortable being an average looking guy at best. I'm comfortable with that. Like, it don't hurt my feelings even a little bit. Not even a little bit. Like, I don't care. Ain't gonna go get no plastic surgery or nothing. Get that stuff, where they make me taller. Get in the gym. I do need to get in the gym. Get some fake muscles. Get this sculpt unit to fix my unconventional hairline and unit, because my mustache don't grow in the middle, so get some fake mustache hair there, dye it all black. Gotta be unnaturally black. Well, no, Jerica says you can sing. That deserves consideration. No, not when you're just talking about just physical appearance. Because that was, what always his question. You judging your physical appearance. Fresh face, out the shower, no natural hair and all of that kind of stuff. That was the way that you're, kind of required to rate yourself. LaDonna say you married. That's why. I looked like this before I was married. That's why you married. This is how I looked before I was married. I looked the same, and I did not have a problem. I did not, and I'm not gonna say this, be arrogant or nothing like that. When I was a young man, I had visions of fame. No, when I was a young man, I did not have, I couldn't pull. Excuse some of my language. I don't have to use that language. When I was a young man, I couldn't pull women. I couldn't pull girls. You know what I'm saying? I was trying. I couldn't pull them. I might have one or two here or there. That was like, hey, and I could, she'd give me a little rhythm or whatever. But for the most part, when I was a young man, I couldn't pull women. And as I got older, once maybe I learned the secret. I don't know what the secret is. Maybe I learned the secret. But I got to a point, I never had no problem pulling women, past that point. probably about the age of 22, 23. I stopped having problems pulling women. About 21 on down, you talking about drought. But once I got to a certain age, I had no problem pulling women. And I only tried to pull women that I actually liked. So, it wasn't like, oh, you pulling women that you don't like. No, I wasn't interested in them, so I wasn't trying to pull them. I didn't have a problem with that. As an average looking guy. Yes, Brent. That's about it. She give you a little rhythm, you get you some scrapes, then you do some hunching. And yeah, it progresses on out. Yes. Twin says, you look like you paid for pee. I think you admitted to that, not me. I ain't never had to pay for it, but I think you actually, Twin, admitted that you paid for it. I'm fairly certain you admitted that you paid for it. So you can't, you know what I'm saying? Like try to diminish somebody because saying they look like they did when you admitted it. So actually, you literally look like somebody who paid for pee because it happened. Jerica says, was it because you were on the radio? No, I wasn't on the radio. I worked in a factory, in a meat packing plant. I walked around smelling bad. You know what I'm saying? When I got off work. And then I later learned that a lot of my clothes had that smell in them. Once I left that job, I was at that job for about 7 years. Once I left that job, I realized that a lot of my clothes smelled like meat packing plant. But I couldn't recognize it, when I worked at the meat packing plant. So I walked around smelling like meat. That might have did it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it was subliminal. And women didn't understand. I smell meat. I want some meat. And that's why they was interested. But no, I wasn't on the radio. I didn't get on the radio till I was like 30-something. And that was some background stuff. I didn't actually get on the air until I was probably around 35-ish. For anybody to know me, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, no, it didn't have anything to do with the radio. Nothing to do with the radio. Dina says, I think you're handsome, E-Man. Well, thank you. See, that's why she's an angel. She know what to say. Twin is probably paid to leave. Twin, I'm telling y'all, I am like 90% certain that Twin admitted to me live on air that he paid for it. So he literally looks like somebody that paid for the pee. Mike says, what would you rate the women you poured, E? 8s, 9s, 10s? But again, that's my personal ranking. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I'm going to go back to Kevin Samuels. He's like, Beyonce is, what did he say? Beyonce is an 8. Kelly Rowland is a 9. Rihanna is a 10. I don't agree with him about either of those women. If Rihanna or Kelly Rowland, maybe Kelly Rowland. Kelly Rowland might be, she's an attractive woman. Beyonce, I don't think she's attractive. And I've been saying this since 2001. I think she was still in Destiny's Child or whatever, and dudes was talking about how fine she was. And I never thought Beyonce was an attractive woman. I've never thought that she was an attractive woman. Now, don't get me wrong. I couldn't see, based on, a lot of our standards of beauty, how people could look at her and think she's attractive based on our standards of beauty, but I don't share some of those standards. I like what I like. And so what I put up at the top is what I like. Now, what would society rate them? I really don't know, because I don't share society's standard of beauty. I like what I like. Like darker skinned women are really attractive. I like lighter skinned women too. Dang, restream. I got it. Got 1,000 messages. Everything on here I got like 35, got 1,000 messages things. Will says, I just holler. I don't know what you hollered about. Will, I had a dream about my friend last night. I had a dream about she was going to the army. I don't know why she was going to the army. But she was, tearfully saying goodbye to everybody, and I said goodbye to her. And we had a conversation, and it was really weird. But yeah, she was going to the army. I wished her luck. I told her I love her, because I do. She thought that I meant romantic love. I don't, no. It's hard. It'd be difficult to tell women that you don't have romantic love for, that you love them, because they think you're talking about romantic love when you just like, no, I love you as a person. But yeah, no, I had a dream about my friend. Shreya say smelling like meat. Yes. Yes. Now Twin says you had to pay to play. I never paid to play. I never paid, and I played. E-Man love Tracy Ellis Ross. Yeah, okay, Walter. Yeah, I got to get ready to get out of here. Dina says, I've seen Twin and his brother in person. They aren't bad looking at all. Some of the things he says makes him ugly, but he's not ugly visually. And I met Twin, which is another reason why, I don't be out flipping out when Twin say stuff. I know to some degree, like what Brent said, what you hear on these podcasts and everything is Twin amped up to another level. He's kind of playing a character, and you take your personality and you multiply it by, in his case, sometimes 100. Will say, when she came in here in 2008 for the Vote or Die rally, I was surprised at how petite Beyonce was. Cute, but low-key overrated. There are some beautiful women in the AXP family. Oh, here we go, because you talking about it. Now you got to talk about the beautiful women. There are some beautiful women in the AXP family. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Jericho talk about, dude, it was a dream. No need for all that explanation. But why you all up in my business? Just because I put it out publicly over the air for, public consumption and scrutiny don't mean you got to be all in it. All right, y'all. I got to get ready to get out of here. People do that. People put their business out there in the street, for public consumption, and then be getting mad when people comment on it. If you don't want nobody to comment on it, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. You don't want people to comment on it. So, yeah. Thank you, Kim. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I gotta get ready to get out of here. That little baby upstairs, and I told her we're gonna make paper airplanes and make a shirt. So I gotta get out of here and prepare to make paper airplanes and a shirt. We're gonna do the paper airplanes today. And we're gonna design the shirt today. Then tomorrow we're gonna actually make the shirt. Tomorrow we're gonna actually make the shirt. Some people say, "Hey, little baby." Hold on, let me see if she'll come down. I'll see if she'll come down. She up there probably having a good time. Hold on. She might be willing to come down. A little baby up there with you, right? Tell her to come down here. All right. Thanks. She's coming down. I thought she was going to say she's busy. I'm convinced Bingles and YouTube is your ex-wife. That's John Benta from Vancouver. The one y'all say sound like Brent. What are you trying to say? What you trying to say? I'm saying, is that what you trying to say? That my wife is a dude from Vancouver? That's offensive as hell. Oh. That is offensive as hell. It's dark. Did you turn on the light? Why didn't you turn on the light over there? Why didn't you turn on the light? Well, don't trip over nothing. Come here. So you go back and turn on the light. I'm sorry, James. I thought I said James. Did I say John? I thought I said James. Come here.
What?
Come here.
What?
The people want to see you and say hi. Come and say hi. Just come and wave to the people. That's just real quick. Come and wave. They ain't seen you in feel like 2 years. No, get off of the thing. Come here. Come on. You was asking about them earlier today. Come on. Yes, you were. Stop fronting. Come on. Here. Come. Oh, I gotta move I got some new studio lights that I gotta put up, and they're in the way. Come over here. Come on, hurry up. I gotta get off the air so we can make paper airplanes and stuff.
Oh.
Come over here. I think you can come right here. Go on. And then just wave to the people. They just want to say hi to you. All right, that was little baby. So she said hi. All right. So that's about it, y'all. I got to get out of here. I appreciate...
Pop-Tart.
What?
Can I get a Pop-Tart?
I don't think there are any Pop-Tarts up there. But...
Can I have some?
Hold on. No. But I got something for you yesterday. I was at the store. Did you see it?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
You didn't see them cookies up there? Them what you call flour cookies?
Oh. Can I eat one?
I'll come and get them. They're not open, and I don't want you to make a mess trying to open it. So I'll come and get them. All right, y'all. That's it. I got to get out of here. She called it little lemon archway cookies, flour cookies. Y'all remember that, and I didn't know what she meant by flour cookies. But I knew she was coming over, I think she's spending the night tonight. So I'm a grandfather. You got to get her some stuff that she like. So, you get her a treat or two here or there. All right, y'all. I got to get out of here. I appreciate y'all. I got a long night with a little baby that I have to keep entertained. Because if I don't entertain her, then she don't do nothing but sit there on that daggone iPad or on the computer. And we don't do all of that. We don't do all of that. We do stuff. I think I might take her to Kings Island tomorrow, but I'm not certain. We have to see how it goes. Either way, man, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. Today was a beautiful day. If you didn't get a chance to get out and enjoy it, I feel bad. It probably still feel pretty good out there. So if you can think of something to do this evening, then do it. Get out and enjoy the weather. All right? As always, as you go about your day, enjoying the rest of this weekend, do me a favor. Be the reason that somebody smiles at some point during this weekend. All right. Till next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.